Yes, a very good and Abend to each one of us, ladies and gentlemen. This is Teacher Fred speaking to us. And let me first of all begin by wishing us a prosperous new year 2025. We are only counting a few hours to officially get to cross to 2025. All right. Now, for those who don't know me, just call me Lera Fred. And today, in today's live, I would like us to discuss this part of your B1 lesson. I'm going to be focusing on the Teil 4. This is the Teil 4. You can see the recommendable Arbeitszeit is normally 15 Minuten, 15 minutes, okay? Now, for this part number 4, you're going to be earning yourself 7 clean marks. What happens is this. Let's now read the instructions together. They tell you, lesen Sie die Texte 20 bis 26. Now proceed to read the questions 20 to 26, right? And then they tell me, wählen Sie ist die Person für ein Verbot. So choose is the person for the prohibition. Now there's a prohibition right here. So you will either be answering, yeah, the person is for the prohibition, or 9, the person is not for the prohibition, right? Now, it's always important that one pay close attention to these things like fewer, gegen, because it is, you might find one word might change an entire context. So in this case, as I'll be answering, I will either say, ja, die Person ist für ein Verbot, oder nein, die Person ist nicht für ein Verbot. Okay, so yes, the person is for the prohibition, or no, the person is not for the prohibition. So let's begin with this statement here. In einer Zeitschrift lesen Sie Kommentare zu einem Artikel über das Verbot von Videospielen. Now you are reading on some newspaper article, some comments about to see if the people are for the prohibition of video games. In denen viel Gewalt vorkommt, sogenannte Killerspiele. So you're reading some comments of various people to see if they're against the prohibition. I mean, if they are for the prohibition of these computer games that tend to involve a lot of violence in them. Mortal Kombat, you know, those types of games, etc. Okay? So let's begin with Stefan. Let's see what Stefan is saying. So look at Stefan's comment. Ich konnte mir vorstellen, dass ein Verbot die gegenteilige Wirkung hätte, denn ein verbotenes Spiel ist doch noch interessanter als ein nicht verbotenes. Look at this statement here. It says that then ein verbotenes Spiel, because a game that has been forbidden or prohibited is often more interesting than the one which is not prohibited. It's like saying that the forbidden fruits are always the sweetest, right? The one that they have prevented you not to do is always the most interesting. That is what he's saying here. Because a prohibited game is mostly more interesting than the one which is not prohibited. Außerdem ist es gar nicht möglich, alle Killerspiele abzuschaffen, weil es davon schon viel zu viele gibt. Mein Fazit: Warum Killerspiele verbieten? Why? Why should we ban these games, right? Wenn es im Endeffekt sowieso alle spielen und das Ganze gerade durch ein Verbot noch interessanter wird. Now here's my answer. Warum Killerspiele verbieten? Why should we ban these games? For example, the Killerspiele. Why should we ban them if in the end effect all the games, alle Spielen und das Ganze gerade durch ein Verbot noch interessanter wird. So why should you ban these types of games? While, or if still at the end, people find them to be even more interesting, why should you ban them? Because the person is trying to complain that even if we get to ban them, people tend to play mostly the ones that have been banned, the ones that have been prohibited, okay? So clearly, this person is not against. So you'd say now here the person, ist die Person für ein Verbot? Nein, die Person ist nicht für ein Verbot. So for Stefan, the answer is going to be nein. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take number 21 and then I'm going to leave the rest for you to also try. Let me take number 21 as the last one. Look at this one. Wer entscheidet letztlich darüber, welche Spiele man nicht braucht? So it's like complaining, who decides, who gets to decide, who gets to decide which games one can play or one needs? Is complaining. Who gets to decide for us which games one needs? Dürfen diese Menschen dann auch darüber entscheiden? So the person is complaining. Just from the start, you can see the person is complaining. Who decides? Who gets to decide about it? Which games one needs? Dürfen diese Menschen dann auch darüber entscheiden? So, are these people also, or may these people also get to decide for us, welche Bücher, Filme oder Musik wir nicht brauchen? So will these people also get to decide for us which books, movies and music we don't need? Viel wichtiger ist es doch, dass Kinder und Jugendliche lernen. So the most the most important thing is that the children and the teenagers or youngsters lernen, selbst zwischen virtueller und realer Gewalt zu unterscheiden. So it's saying that the most important thing is that the children and youngsters learn to decide by themselves between the virtual and the reality of, of the violence and such like things. So clearly this person is not for. He's saying that why should specific people get to decide for us what we watch, what we read, etc. So clearly number 21 is not for the prohibition. So 21, also you will come here and mark your answer 9. The person is not for the prohibition of the games, okay? So what I'd like you to do is I would like you to also attempt the following. Look at this number 22. I would like you to attempt, just read it slowly. Right, go ahead and give your answer. So I'm going to, I would recommend you pause right here. I'm putting this one here. Just pause and then attempt also 23 up until 26. After having done that, share comments below, and then afterwards I'm going to send you your answers to mark and see how much you will have scored, okay? Just get to pause here and then attempt them. Let me bring it closer. Look at this one. Yes, the aim here is to ensure you're practicing on your vocabulary. Just pause and attempt. All right. So there you go. Now, after having done, feel free to go ahead and share your comments or your answers below. I'm going to share answers afterwards for you to mark and see how much you will have scored. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was briefly on the Teil 4. I'll be bringing again Teil 3 and Teil 1 even in the forthcoming videos. Okay.